Education in Nunavut is changing. Recent legislation now ensures that education is grounded in Inuit culture and language. In this documentary, you hear the opinions of 19 young people from Nunavut, Inuit between the ages of 17 to 25. They are from Kugluktuk, Rankin Inlet, and Pangnirtung, and include students living in Ottawa. Speaking honestly about both challenging and rewarding experiences in high school, these strong young Inuit are stepping forward to share important perspectives. These young people are expressing passionate beliefs about the importance of Inuit culture and language, peer pressure, their teachers, post-secondary education, and their hopes for the future. By listening carefully, we can understand and continue to improve education in Nunavut. Language, culture, and Inuit values are first learned in families. Time spent with elders provides a strong foundation for life. Melanie Misuralak was strongly influenced by her grandmother. She is now focusing on graduating from high school.
I was always sitting down next to my grandma when she was sewing, and she taught me what's right from wrong. And she taught me so much about sewing and our Inuktitut language, and she expected us to speak in Inuktitut and not in English. She taught us that we're the only ones that can speak in Inuktitut. This is our own language, so we should make it special, So that's how I'm seeing it as, that it's special and this is who we are. Yeah, my grandma was the one. She taught us how to be strong, no matter how tough life gets. She taught us to keep our chin up high and to be happy and to keep going and not to give up on life. So I'm still here right now because of my grandmother.
Young people are becoming aware of how language loss is affecting their lives.
Our culture is dying slowly, and our elders are passing on, and we would like to keep our culture strong.
I lost it when I was when I started kindergarten. But before that, Inuktitut was all I spoke. So it's really, I feel ashamed, not knowing it anymore.
I understand Inuktitut, but I can't hardly speak it. I'll try, and I'm afraid that if I can't pronounce some things right, I think I'll get bothered, or not get bothered, but they'll try and teach me, but I'll keep trying, and I just can't learn how to pronounce some words, and I find it kind of hard. Yeah.
Helena Bolt is a young Inuit Nattu teacher from Kugluktuk who strongly believes in the importance of language.
I don't know why, and I kind of kill myself now for not doing it, but I never ever responded back as much as I should have in Inuit. I can comprehend and I can hear and I can understand what they're saying, but I just never brought myself to spit out words. I got the sentence in my head, but it could never ever come out as in Inuktitut. If people my age are not speaking it now, then who's speaking it to their kids? And if their kids don't hear it, who's going to speak it to their kids? It's just going to deteriorate. That'll be something hard for especially the elders to think about. Oh, my grandkids are not going to know who we are as people and what we went through.
Many young people feel that attending school has contributed to their loss of language.
It just kind of stopped as soon as we went into junior high. It was we were learning, and then when we got to junior high, it just went downhill, and I think that's the main reason why I don't remember much of the Inuit language.
Inuit languages and culture remain strong in many Nunavut communities, but young people think that schools need to play a vital role in sustaining this heritage.
To me, it doesn't seem like there's a really solid Inuktitut course in high school. It seemed like the teachers were just going day to day.
And we had an Inuktitut class, which was pretty awesome, but could have been in a faster pace since we already know Inuktitut and we spoke it. I think digging in more on like the deeper stuff on whatever in Inuktitut would have been a lot better.
You empower yourself a little with just knowing and feeling who you are and learning those cultural things, and to be proud of it it gives kind of a light in the heart kind of a thing. Yeah.
Our culture is very important, and it has to be taught in school, because if it just stops after elementary school, that's not how we're going to learn. We need to be around it all the time in order to know our language.
Teenage years can be a difficult period of time for young Inuit. Jennifer Chilabuk struggled with the transition into high school.
Right from the start, it was pretty easy to get peer pressured since you're all the new fresh meat in the school kind of a thing. And that's what the beginning of high school was like for me. Yeah, I cared more about my friends and the social life rather than school itself. But I went to the school for that. I went to the school to go socialize, to go be with my friends and skip class and laugh and whatnot, make fun of the teacher or something. And so you get into smoking and skipping classes and giving attitude back to the teachers and just having that I don't care attitude. I've seen my friends do that. I've seen my friends give attitude back to the teacher, and then they get sent to the principal's office and they have even more attitude because of that, and the relationship just breaks. It just completely shatters, and the child doesn't want to go to the school. The connection between them is just broken. They hate the people at the school, and so they don't want to go back. They blame the individual teachers and principal or workers, when really it's they themselves that should be the one apologizing, that should be the one realizing what they've done. But once again, it's that whole I don't care attitude kind of a thing that teenagers adapt in high school, I guess. Yeah.
Motivated young people like Julie Alivartak feel they were held back by the attitudes of their classmates.
There's a few of us that really like to go to school, but there's a lot more that didn't want to be in school and didn't do work. And so it felt like they were bringing us down, to another level instead of learning more in high school.
I could kind of say my classmates almost stopped me from going to post-secondary because of our work-wise, on how fast we were doing with our work.
Sean Koliktana is a positive role model in his community. He values the strong support of his family, whose guidance helped him through his teenage years.
Between 13 and 18, that's where the pressure comes in, and finding out who your friends are, and it's hard to do that for a small community. And I know I've gone through that in my high school. Being at that age, I got to experience it, and pretty glad that I had pretty strong parents who supported me and on what I did, and pretty happy about it. I sure enjoyed over the years being in high school. If I could do it all over again, I would.
Miranda Tatahak is one of the youngest members serving on her local district education authority.
I'd really like to see more parents involved in education, in their kids' education. It's more than just reading your kid a book at the end of the day. It's also being involved in making sure they have their homework done and getting to bed at a decent hour, being home at night, kind of setting the example for your children. people are out all hours of the night, and those are examples of, those are things kids are picking up. Those are things that the kids are seeing, and they're seeing that and learning that behavior from their parents. And I'd like for I want parents to be involved in education at home. I want them to set the example at home and push them to be in school and succeed in school.
Teachers play a critical role in the education of Inuit students in Nunavut. The high rate of teacher turnover can impact students.
There's a lot of coming and going of teachers, and when you're a teenager, you meet maybe 15 teachers every year, and you just kind of, well, you know what? I don't care anymore, so we're gonna just not listen to you. And it was like that a lot. So me, I wanted to learn. I wanted my classmates to learn too. I wanted them to listen, but that was what frustrated me the most, because there's not a lot of respect for new teachers. But some teachers stay for maybe 3 years, and that's mostly when everyone's starting to get used to you, and they're like, oh yeah, you're actually here for more than a year. Good for you. And then they leave, so.
Well, they don't even have to live here for a long time, but once the students come, like getting to know them one-on-one, and that really makes a big impact on how the students are in school.
In grade 9, we had this teacher that was brand new, and she was really, really good. We liked her right away, but she was cool. Like, she wasn't shy, and I think a lot of teachers that go up north can't be shy, or they're gonna be taken down,
Youth believe that creating a personal connection between teachers and students is very important.
Every class has a bad student and a good student. And depending on the teacher and how you teach, the students will react onto it. Like, for example, if you have a bad teacher that didn't really concentrate on the students or something, then there's possibility you'll have more bad students that won't want to listen. So that's one of the things that I would change is the teachers.
They have to find kind of a middle ground and actually connect with the student, like not just knowing them by name or the reasons they go to detention for, like, but know them, know a bit of their background, I guess, or their personality, just in a normal way, not so educational and whatnot, just to connect and have that kind of respect for each other. A lot of people who don't go to school say it's because, oh no, it's because I never get noticed. The teacher never helps me. I don't know the material. Nobody talks to me in class. And it's like the sad reality that does happen to some people in Nunavut.
Inuit teachers are invaluable role models and mentors for high school students.
Her name was Rhoda Palak Angutialuk. She motivated me so much, and she's the reason why I don't want to forget about my culture. And she was pretty much the only teacher that was forcing us to do our work and telling us what we should know more about the future and what lives will be in the future,
And Inuit teachers too. Gotta get Inuit teachers, because then that's like a bonus, because it's someone and they're not gonna leave in 2 years unless they want to. And then it's cool because your teacher is Inuk and has a degree in this or that. Yeah, if you get more Inuit doing stuff, then there won't be such a big need for Southern teachers. I mean, they're cool. I've had really good Southern teachers, but it'd be a little bit more cooler if, say, my mom was a teacher or someone like that.
Because they could also understand and relate to the social problems that other students may be going through. And, you know, they know your parents, they know your family, kind of a thing. It feels a lot more comfortable. Yeah.
Students in high school encounter many challenges on the path to graduation. Israel Aliyak, a quiet student, experienced the effects of bullying.
I've been bullied since about grade 3. Well, it's been a long time. I dropped out once because of bullying. Didn't like it, so I dropped out. Our principal, Jesse, and a couple of my friends encouraged me back to school. When I was told I was almost ready to graduate, thought I'd give it another try. I made my way. I ignored the students or name calling. Got through it and be graduating this year.
The kids that I saw get bullied, they were either, like, their families were poor, or they were too shy, or, like, the kids that weren't always hanging out with the regulars. Yeah. The ones that stay in a corner, you know, those shy, quiet ones. I was actually one of them.
During the final years of high school, many young people start to mature. Young people like Danny Kugluktuk find that travel can help them broaden their perspectives as they learn more about themselves and the world.
Somewhere in high school I went to Costa Rica. After that was Denmark for the COP15 conference. After that was Peru in grade 12. And at Annis we got to travel to Hawaii. Getting to know myself a bit more on how patient I am or on how I can do things, and also getting to see the different parts of the world and understanding their culture and getting to know what's the difference and what's the same between my culture and their culture.
When I was in high school, like, another student asked me, why do you always travel and none of us do? And well, it's like, if you don't get out there, then you won't get any opportunities. Like, if you go somewhere and then people will know you more and then more opportunities will come.
Helena Bolt found that relevant programs in school are particularly important during this period in the lives of young people.
The ArcticNet course that we took in high school, that really helped me grow as a person, like who I wanted to be, how I wanted to present myself, and it also taught us that there's more to life than just one thing, you know, like I could do this thing and then do that at the same time. It just taught me a lot about life after high school. Prepared me, I guess I could say.
Young men in Nunavut are motivated to stay in school when a range of different programs are offered, including the pre-trades program at Kugluktuk High School.
Being in grade 10, the first year of that pilot project, that's when I got to try welding and realized, you know, welding's not a big boom in our community. And that's where I decided I want to become a welder. You know, it gets some students prepared on what kind of trade they would like to do or what they want to do right away. If they had that in every community in Nunavut, you'd see at least 7 or 8 boys more go to school, and then, you know, they'll be working with their hands. And just imagine 8 to 10 boys per community. You're looking at least quite a bit of young men who can be successful in a few years.
Kalai Pilikapsi began studying in an academic program. He moved on to take a heavy equipment operator's course in Ontario.
Just reading and writing, like, that, I think that wasn't for me. And in Morrisburg, I knew I wasn't gonna be there that long. It was just 6 weeks. I know I can handle 6 weeks. Like, it's gonna go by in no time. the course that I took, it'll keep me, I said to myself, it's going to keep me busy and time's going to go by really fast. So I just said to myself, you're going to be back home in no time, just keep here in the game, just keep going.
Graduates from high school may lack awareness of options for post-secondary education and feel uncertain about their future direction.
We were in grade 10 and we had this big plan about going to university. We knew what we wanted to do. It was solid, but it just didn't work out right now. It's not working out right now. You know what I mean?
I guess I couldn't do much after high school. I felt like I was kind of in a stop once I finished it, that I didn't really know what to do with my life or what kind of job I'm gonna get or what I qualify for. And all those sorts of things ran through my mind as soon as high school finished.
And I applied to a couple of colleges in Ottawa and in Toronto, and I got accepted. But something personal happened, so I couldn't go, and I felt like I was rushing to get out of high school, rushing to get out of Pang. I wasn't prepared enough, emotionally and everything else in my life. I wasn't prepared to leave home, so I stayed for a year, and then I was like, I'll go next year. But it's been 2 years. And I've heard if you say, I'll go next year, it keeps going. So yeah, it's been 2 years, but I want to go to school in the fall or go to a trip.
If I wanted to go to university or to college or wherever to get my degree in teaching, then I'd have to leave home. And I can't just take my daughter and go, I can't just leave my 70-year-old dad in a house all alone. I know he's capable of taking care of himself, and I can't just up and leave. And I can't take him to the south or he'd go crazy. He'd try to go to the zoo and go hunting. So that's that's the main thing that keeps me home.
After graduation, some successful students, like Jenna Khilabak, discover they lack the required courses for entry into further education.
I've been graduated for 2 years now, but I'm still stuck here. My average is about 90%, but we still can't get into nursing because we don't have chemistry, physics, biology. Yeah, especially math. I wish I had those, but I don't. We were able to choose photography, cooking, if we wanted chemistry, but nobody wanted that because everyone wanted free time and the easiest yeah. A lot of years wasted when we could have learned a lot of different things. We have really smart people up here, but we're not using it. We're not.
As graduation rates in Nunavut improve, more students are seeking opportunities for post-secondary education. Nunavut Sivniksavut, or NS, is a unique college program based in Ottawa, which offers students the opportunity to transition between high school and post-secondary education. Katrina Hatogina loves studying at NS, but realized how different college is from high school.
Being away from family is really hard, because all your school life, they're there for your schooling support, my mom, she calls me every night. She's like, do you have homework? Okay, finish it. If she was here with me, she would have been on me, go and do your homework right now. You're not going out until you're done your homework. The biggest change for me was the homework load. And growing up, in grade 6, every day, we'd get homework assignments. And my grade 6 teacher, she was preparing us for high school, but really she was preparing us for college, I think, because in high school we didn't get homework at all.
it was like this with homework and our work at Annis. And in high school it was kind of slow for me. Even though I might not have known when I was in high school, I found out later.
The thing about NS is that you learn about Inuit culture and how Nunavut was created. And I grew up in Nunavut and I had no idea about any of this stuff. So if it's available in high school, I think a lot more kids will be interested in learning.
When I went to Annis, I really found out that I have to do my work for myself, because in high school it feels like you're doing it for the teacher. So you're doing your work for the teacher, but at Annis I learned that you have to do it for yourself and on time. And it was really hard to adjust that into our heads.
Alana Johnston, a graduate of NS, went on to continue her education at Carleton University.
That was like hitting a wall. I was so culture shocked when I went to university. All my classes in my life have been like 20 people in a classroom. And then you go to university and there's 400. I'm like, this is so hard. And the campus is ginormous. And so you're like lost looking for your class. You've gotta be prepared that there's gonna be people pushing you around. So you gotta be kind of strong, you know? Like, no, don't step on me. Yeah.
Inuit youth, with the help of their families and communities, can complete high school, achieve their goals, and move towards their own vision of success.
When I think about it, I think about my nieces and my nephews and my younger brother and my younger sister and their kids to come, and I imagine them going through the school system. And what I want for them, if they're going through the system, is to come out at the end of the day with graduates who've got a clear vision of what they want to be like, where they want to go, that are able to make plans for themselves, plan for themselves, and then take the steps to move themselves forward.
Everything's really good. I'm enjoying life right now. Being a student is very cool. Like, at high school, it doesn't stop there. You just keep going.
I really want to do a lot of stuff, and I want to change my job title a lot. But right now, I'm just going to work for a year, 2 or 3 years. And when I'm ready, when I'm mature enough, I'll go back. I really want to go back to university down south. I really want to succeed in a university and just complete it.
And I often, I don't want to say joke, but say to my classmates, you'll see me as the president of one of these organizations one day, one of these Inuit organizations one day, or you'll see me helping my people and doing something I love and speaking out for Nunavut.
I'd like to see myself running a business here in Rankin. I'd like to grow up in Rankin, and I'd like to stay here for the rest of my life.
I've always had this image in my head where I'd travel all over the world, get experience, and then if I'm gonna settle down, and then I'll come back to live here in my hometown. So I want to be out there and then come back when I'm ready to settle down.
Being away from home is a good change, but you always got to go back home, make yourself feel whole again. Like, being from Nunavut, you're going out camping all the time. You're on a land, and being on a land, it's kind of like for me, when I get on a land and I just go out for a walk and take everything in, it really calms me down, brings me back to earth. Yeah.
Pudju Kusugak, the young mayor of Rankin Inlet, reflects on the important role of Inuit culture and language.
When there's no identity for these Inuit youth, it really puts them in a really difficult position, and a lot of their time is occupied of trying to find who they really are. If that Inuktitut part was there, their Inuit history was there, I think the struggles might be a lot less, because they don't have to fight for who they think they are. They already know, so they're already confident enough to move on with coping with issues that they might have and focusing on the future that they want to have.
Education is one of the most urgent priorities in Nunavut. We are learning from passionate young people who have overcome obstacles and courageously stepped forward to share their stories. By working together as a community, we can help students achieve their own vision for success and build a positive future for Nunavut.